So this has been an evolving situation, and in fact, just last week, our Public Health Agency of Canada released new guidelines, and the official guideline from our health professionals is really that at this point, uh, wearing non-medical mask can be helpful, or facial coverings to help add that extra layer of security for people and for the people around you. So that's something that people are encouraged to use if they would like to. It can give them that extra security. At the same time, it's very important to note that we don't want wearing a face mask to give people a false sense of security. And
Mm.
because they're wearing a mask, they believe that they don't need to socially distance or physically distance, and that they don't need to uh, wash their hands and practice proper hygiene. It's so critical that we continue to maintain the physical distancing above 2 meters away from each other, and that we continue to practice proper hygiene. We saw just in Toronto this past weekend where the media was reporting, and I was quite shocked and disappointed to see this 10,000 people flooding into Trinity Bellwoods Park uh, on Saturday. That was an incredible sight to see, but very upsetting because to date we have had over 6,000 people in Canada die because of COVID-19, and over 2,000 of those deaths are in Ontario alone. So this is by no means uh, a joke. It is quite serious, and every person that puts themselves out there is at risk. And even though there are certain population groups that have a greater chance of recovering from an infection of COVID-19, there are others who are incredibly vulnerable, and that includes our seniors, people with immunodeficiency, and others with pre-existing medical conditions. They are at incredible risk. So when we put ourselves out there and could potentially transmit COVID-19 and be asymptomatic, we might seem fine, but there are other people who can be infected because of our actions, and it would be lethal and deadly to them. So that is why it's so important that we still take precautions. I understand at this point that the city has drawn circles on the ground in that park where people can practice physical distancing if they're there, and that is a responsible way forward. And I really hope to see more of that across the city.